Well, thank you very much. When you say Akassa clan is of Brass local government area. It's made up of 2.5 islands, of 4 islands in Brass local government. So Akassa clan alone is made up of 2.5 islands, and I think the biggest. We have from Fishtown to Sangana. We have from Sangana to Minibie, as the case may be. Then we have the other one from Oginibiri, that is the Cape Formosa Island. Half of it belongs to from Oginibiri to Kolobie. So we have 2.5 major islands in the coast of Bayelsa State. I think that is a very big coastal spread in the state, as it were. Now, our progenitors settled in that island at Oginibiri and spread towards the westwards. Fishtown, incidentally, is the last community between Southern Niger and Brass government area. Now, Kolobie is the first community between the other parts of, ordinarily, the Akassa clan extends to Igbabele. The boundary between the Nembe people and the Akassa people is between the Brass River. But somehow, Mabilitema, Igwema, and Lema people said, well, they are of Nembe speaking. If not, they are Akassa people. When Okilo created districts, the Akassa district. In fact, the chairman, I used to know one, Chief Opuakba, as the chairman of the Akassa districts, works as the case may be. So that is how the place has been operating. During Okilo's regime, we have the district, Akassa district, we have Ogbia district, we have Nimbe. But today, the other areas have developed. Ogbia, to be precise, has developed to a local government area that is producing even a federal House of Representative member. Single-handedly, is still in Brass local government area. And Brass local government area and Nimbe local government area producing one House of Representative. So, since the advent of politics in the recent time, Fourth Republic, Akassa has also identified themselves as a people, a nation, a kingdom that is distinct to the every other kingdom. We have Bomo clan in the northern part of Akassa. Then we have Nembe clan in the eastern part. Then we have, of course, Apoy Basan Kolama clan at the westwards. That is how Akassa is situated. Akassa is quite historic. It is one of the first clans recognized in the Niger Delta area. We grew up to see Akassa as a unique people. Some people will mistake us for Nembe. We don't speak Nembe, we speak Akassa dialect. And the people who speak Akassa dialect are unique. We were even in Northern Niger province, where our representatives attend meetings in Opuruma. We're in Opuruma County Council. Late Chief Uroh Javan was also a representative of the Akassa people in the Opuruma County Council. That is how we were until the recent delineation that brought about local government areas, wards, units, and all the rest of them. So that is what we are. Developmentally, for now, by God's grace, with the presence of the speaker, the clan. Incidentally, the clan is the constituency 3 of Brass local government area. And the clan in Brass local government area, we have about 10 wards. And the constituency 3 is made up of 4 wards, which is almost half of the local government area, as it were. Because the other sides, Belitema, Igwema, and Leama, which is supposed to be originally Akassa people, have formed part of Nembe constituency 1. So now, as we speak, development can be visibly seen in the constituency. We had Believe Nelson as the first assembly member who represented us. He stayed for 2 tenures and went upwards to become a rep member. We also had Ruby Benjamin, who represented us on a tenure. After Ruby Benjamin, Right Honorable Abraham Ngobere came in to represent the constituency 3 in Brass. And as Providence will have it, he became a deputy speaker and became a speaker. Those positions catapulted the development, the speed of development in our localities. Today, as we speak, you can use the Akassa clan is almost motorable, except the contiguous communities in Akassa are now motorable, except the one in Oginimiri side and the one on the Fishtown axis. If not, unless the communities are not together, those other ones, you can't access them, you must cross with a boat. But the ones in the island, we call it Pitibo, that are contiguous in geographical location, are motorable. So there are vehicles that traverse the whole of that, and bulk of the communities are domiciled in that part of the island called Pitibo. So development is visible everywhere, but for the erosion in Sangana, in Oginibiri, Okumbri, Otuo, and the Fishtown, the place would have developed far more than what you are seeing here. One of the biggest markets in this part of the Niger Delta was domiciled in Otuo community. And that market is always attended to by Delta people from Delta State, River State, and Bayelsa State. From the northern Niger, from the Warri to be precise. They all had every 12 days that market. But the whole of that market has eroded. You will not even see the sign of that market. They call it Otuo market. That place is eroded. And that was another point where commercial activities was the beehive of commercial activities. That place is gone. Now you cross over to Sangana. Sangana, as a grown young man, I used to see Sangana from a distance close to the estuary. In fact, if you have a good voice, you can shout for somebody on the other side of the land to hear. But now the place has expanded into kilometers, and which means it is eating the land of Sangana community into this one. So many developments. I used to see ancient story buildings built during the Royal Niger Company era, where some merchants from Sangana built story buildings. But those buildings have all gone into the Atlantic Ocean. So it also have affected the development of the place. That place, during 1980 spillage, they call it Nigeria oil blowout. That was the first Nigeria oil blowout by Texaco. When the blowout happened, the president of this country then, Sir Alhaji Aliyu Shehu Shagari, came to Sangana. Before he came, Okilo was administering the River State from Port Harcourt. It's a daily basis, Okilo will land Sangana with helicopters and all the rest of them. It was that point Shehu Shagari promised or awarded a promise to execute that erosion control project. And not long, Buhari came in, so the job. But because the president has pronounced, during Maman Kantagora as the Minister for Works during, I believe, Buhari's period or so, the job was awarded. In 1991, 92, they came, executed the job. And that is even history, because the technology could not stand the hazard nature of the waves there and the current and all the rest of them. So this one is just 2007 when NDDC awarded, and that is what you are seeing there. Suspended, the job has been abandoned or suspended, or no work is going on there, as it were. Until recently, on the 11th of March this year, the tides overscaled the already executed job. And if you have been to Sangana, you will see somewhere a new place that has been busted by the waves. And that is our threat. But to be honest, or to be fair to Mr. Speaker, he has attracted a lot of jobs with respect to development, physical development. And he is doing the physical development. There are also human capital developments ongoing, where some people, in fact, he provides opportunities for those who want to write JAM and facilitate the admissions in the universities across the country. So those are good. Those are the elements of development. We from the Akassa end, even in the intelligence reports number 0036, which was written in 1935 or so by the whites, describe us negatively. But today, there is a paradigm shift where our people can go to university, our people can even be lecturers. Like the former commissioner for mineral resources is still a lecturer. So we even have some lecturers in River State University, some lecturers in NGU, and all the rest of them. So the Akassa people have started making frontiers into development. It's not limited to the fishing alone, which is our occupation that we came to see, which is the occupation that our forefathers will bequeath to the children. But development, physical development is also going. It's not just development infrastructurally, but the human capital development is also ongoing, and that is paramount. When the minds are developed, then of course the place will on its own develop.
Thank you, sir. Let's have your final words. Words of encouragement for the people, the clan, Akassa as a whole.
Yes, my word for the people of Akassa clan is we must identify those who have the capacity to lead us. And we must be upright in whatever thing we want to do. And encourage those leaders to continue to do more. Some followers are always discouraging the leaders. So even when the leader have good intention, have the design on how to advance the place, he will be faced with challenges that will demoralize him, challenges that will make him to even abandon some of his good intentions. And those things will not move us forward. That is the truth. So those whom we have seen identified as good leaders should be encouraged so that they will come up with in their full package of what they have in mind, to translate what they have in mind into reality, so that we will all enjoy the dividend or the benefits of what they have in mind. We must definitely encourage our leaders. It is that encouragement that will spur our leaders to do the 100%. Some people, the leader is coming with good intention. The leader is a visionary person who have known what the end from the beginning. So, but there are objectives you must do to round up to achieve that end. But we are in course of executives, you'll be discouraged. And when you are discouraged, of course, the whole system will be affected. Those are some of our challenges. The Akassa man sometimes is a bit nonchalant. There is a language you used to speak, nobody feeds me. And when you use those words, then of course, you would have discouraged, those words would have given you a mindset, negative mindset, not to allow people express themselves. That the leadership will now express themselves to the extent of what he has in mind, the vision he has. He wants to put it on ground. But by the time you use those words, you would have also have your thought process would have been affected, and you will not be able to allow the leader to express himself. That is those are fundamental. So my advice to the Akassa people is to see how we will continue to encourage our leaders, encourage them, give them, there's nothing you can do, give them the support. Moral, it's not asking you to contribute money. Moral support. We are with you. Go ahead. That way, it will spur them to do the needful. And I think Akassa will be better for it.
On that note, we call it a wrap on this edition. On behalf of the MapTech crew, I want to say a big thank you for your disseminated information and for invading your space. Thank you very much, sir.
Most grateful.